everyone joining here right now. If it's your first time, if you've joined before, please say hello if you care to. We're going to just take the first couple minutes here to come together into this space and then dive deeper into the topic for today that I'm super excited about. So yes. Hi, Rita. Okay, a little bit of a glitch there. So, yeah, I'm really intentional about our session today because this is a topic that is, I'm overcoming it myself. I'm working through it myself. I'm feeling deep transformational shifts in my own journey. And so of course we teach what we most need to know. So I'm so passionate about the subject, which is the subject of the live. If you missed it somehow, it's called It's Not About the Money. So we're going to be diving into topics around money, scarcity, lack, mindset, abundance. And this is all coming from mostly, not all, but mostly coming from a book called Overcoming Underearning. So I've been working through this book and it's powerful, and thousands of people have worked through it and had transformations around their relationship with money. So my purpose for today, I've got notes here that are going to guide me. If you see me referencing something, that's what it is. And yeah, and then at the end, I'm not sure how this is going to flow. It might be longer than an hour, so we'll see how it flows. Also, if you have to go, if you miss it, if you whatever, the replay will be available. So don't worry if you can't stay or miss something or want to replay it. That will be available on my YouTube once I process the recording. I try and do that like within 24 hours. So hi, Monica. So I'm Natalie, Reiki Master Teacher, spiritual life coach. So welcome. That's who I am. Please give me a follow here on Insight Timer if you don't already. One more thing I'm so excited about. This is a little off topic, but not really. About an hour ago, my very first premium Insight Timer meditation track has been published to my teacher profile. So I am so excited because with the premium tracks, Insight Timer is very much more stringent on their guidelines of the quality of the recordings. And they rejected my track, I swear, at least 3 times, maybe 4. And I just got word, a notification. And if you follow me, you saw it likely, that I had a new track published. So I'm really celebrating that. And what it reminded me of too is like kind of the power of commitment, and when you decide to do something, you just do it and you keep doing it. So I could have, like, they rejected my track the first time. I could have left it there. I could have been like, this is too hard. I don't know what they want from me, blah, 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 whatever stories. But I was committed to creating it. So I did not let the first rejection stop me from trying again. And so, I don't remember what step 2 was, but I think I just tried to make it better on my own. They rejected it again. They were giving me these the feedback that just this vocal, sound engineering language that I don't know about. So I ended up hiring. I went to a professional sound studio. I recorded a number of tracks, so stay tuned for those. And this track was one. So I recorded one professionally thinking that's going to be it. I submitted it again. It was rejected again. So then I was really frustrated because I'm like, I did go to a studio and they still rejected it, but I did not let that stop me from continuing to try because I was committed. So then I hired a professional sound editor and he edited it. I uploaded it again for the third or fourth or fifth time, and it was finally approved. So what do you hear in that story around, it's like I could have given up any step of the way, but my commitment overrode the setbacks. Because when you publish a track on Insight Timer in the free section, at least when I have in the past, the sound quality can be like this, like recorded at home. And so I had an assumption that, I'll just make it a little better and it'll be good enough. No, they have a very high standard for the premium tracks, which is great. I don't have any energy around that, but I had an expectation it would be a lot easier than it was. And so now moving forward, I know what I need to do. And I'm now hiring this sound editor I'm going to have him edit all my professionally recorded tracks. So stay tuned. There will be more. And please check out this one if you are a premium member. And it actually ties into the subject for today about money and abundance, because the premium track is the Comprehensive Abundance Prayer. So it's an Ancestral Clearing prayer. And so those of you who have experienced the Ancestral Clearing know how powerful it is. So it's the Comprehensive Abundance Prayer. And I have Reiki infused in the track as well. So, hi, Renuka. Thank you for the celebrations on that as well. And yes, I just had published my first premium track on Insight Timer. So check it out if you're a premium member. If you care to become one, you can do that as well. And also I have a number of free tracks. So that kind of ties right into what we're going into here. So my first question around this topic of money, finances, is how do you feel about that for yourself? I want to invite you to reflect on your life up until now and think about your relationship with money overall. Do you feel like excited to think about it? Do you feel shitty to think about it? Does it feel light, or does it feel dark? Does it feel uplifting, or like you feel proud of your financial life up until now? Or do you feel heavy or anything not positive? Always need for more. That's a great point. So I'm going to give you a couple books so I'm kind of consolidating all of the teachings from myself and that I've taken in. I'm going to be sharing them, but I can tell you the books where I'm getting most of this from. And if somebody will type these in the comments, that would be helpful. So the first one is Overcoming Underearning, and that's in the title of this live stream. The second one is, what is the second one? How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. And the last one is Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Or, if you are not open to cussing, Lucky Bee. But if you want to find the book, Get Rich Lucky Bitch is the name. So thank you, Ginger. These are where I'm getting these teachings. So we want to start with, a number of you have said how you feel about money. How has that felt for you? So how has that worked for you? How has having the beliefs, the mindsets, the ideas around finances, how has that worked for you up until now? Has it made a difference in your financial life? Like having a shit energy around it, has that served you? And I really want you to pause and take that in. Like whatever attitude you have, has it served you? Has it made a difference? Have you been able to, if you haven't had a great feeling or relationship with money, has it made a difference for you to shame yourself or have this negative mindset? Has it actually made you change? And that's a good point to even notice there. Yeah, so it's kept some of you stuck. And that's a great mindset that many people have, Ginger. I can't do work I truly love and support myself. Does anyone else share that one? Patriot Lady, yes. When they had no money, all they thought about was not having enough and not being enough. So in the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever, it's a very simple book. One of the main pillars of the book is that he brings in this idea that we have an addiction to money. So can anyone relate to that energy of having an addiction to money? An addiction to money would show up that it's never enough. How many of you have, gotten money, or even Brit, wonderful new job, already doubting yourself? Is there doubt around like the financial piece? So how many of you have thought, if only I could XYZ, get this much money, get a raise, get a new career, win the lottery, get an inheritance, then that'll solve everything. And then if you've gotten that, did it work? And where this is coming from for me, and I'll just pause and share a brief personal story, and you've heard this before if you follow me, that earlier this year, out of nowhere, I got a windfall of thousands of dollars. It was just, whatever. The point isn't about how it came and where it came from, but the main point I want to bring in is this unexpected amount of money came in out of nowhere. It wasn't like work related. It was a gift. And I noticed when I received the news, just because of my level of awareness, I'm aware enough that I noticed immediately like 5 seconds after, I'm seeing like, wow, I'm getting this. There was like a 5-second gap of like, wow, amazing. Immediately after that, the mind went to, oh my gosh, like it was already spent in my mind and it wasn't enough. Can anyone relate to that happening? And the good thing was I noticed it, but it was an instant experiential life lesson, which is why I'm here with you right now. It was so profound. I experienced that it's not about the money. I had a deep experience of that because here was this lump sum of thousands of dollars, and it didn't solve this problem inside. So I had this shift in my perception, in my paradigm, that I've got to let go of the idea that X amount of money is going to solve this internal problem. It's not about the money, it's about what's in here. So addiction is like, if we think about law of attraction and energy, it's like addiction energy always pushes things away. It's because it's not enough, it's graspy, it's needy, it's, I want more. Like I was an alcoholic and a drug addict. I am an expert on addiction. I know that 100%. I get it. I was one. I was a really bad alcoholic and a really bad drug addict. So I know it's like just more. It's never enough. More. Even if I would get a hit, just like this windfall, my mind and my energy was pleased for a minute. And then the money was spent in my mind. And then the story was, this isn't enough. So let me see. So we've looked at how it is, what's not working, and kind of the energy and the mindsets around that. So then we want to look at next, like, what's the payoff? What's the payoff for living in this way? And we could call this whole thing under-earning, and we'll get into a bit more about the distinctions of what under-earning means a bit later. But there's a payoff for all of this. So think about that for you, and what's the payoff? And a number of you already kind of said it earlier, but if I'll bring it back in if nobody says it. Hi, Alyssa. Yeah, self-sabotage. So that goes into like an idea about the ceiling. Like we have a ceiling, or we have an amount of money where we feel comfortable, and we have like this default like number in the bank, right? That we will move up to it. We will do what we need to do to get there. But on the opposite end, if the money goes above that, we'll also in a negative way, like sabotage ourselves back down to that comfort zone. So Ginger says the payoff of being in this whole negative mindset or under-earning mindset is, I don't have to try new things that scare me. Yes. Others of you said stuck. So it allows us, the payoff is we can stay stuck, we can stay comfortable and familiar. And it might be the uncomfortable zone, but we know it. We know it. So we looked at where we don't want to be, where we've come from, what's not working, and that these mindsets and beliefs and thoughts don't work. So now we want to look at what do you want? What kind of relationship with money do you want? If you can just erase everything in the past and erase everything negative about money in your mind or history, what do you want? What do you want to create? How do you want to be with money? How do you want to think about money? How do you want to feel about money? So feel free to share that in the comments. And I'll invite you to the idea as well that the energy of money, I mean, money is just an energy. It equals love. If you play with that idea, money is love, and money reflects how we feel about love in our lives and what we've experienced, and how much we love ourselves and value ourselves. Beautiful, beautiful affirmation. Money is a side effect of doing what I love and enjoy. So when I'm in alignment with doing what I love and enjoy, money flows to me. So that would be a great affirmation. So this is a great segue into the next part of where I'm going in the conversation, which is, so in the book Overcoming Underearning, there's a list of affirmations, and she suggests that you write them and read them, or you record yourself saying them and listen, or I have the book on Audible, so I've made a screen recording of that part to where I can play that over and over. So what I want you to just practice for a minute here of taking a pause and just receiving these affirmations and noticing without judgment, okay? Being the compassionate witness to how you experience these affirmations coming in. It's going to be, it'll be interesting information. So that's all it is. So feel into these. I am confident in my ability to make money. I always live below my means. I love money and appreciate it and appreciate what it does for me. I am very optimistic about my financial future. I experience very little fear or insecurity around money. I am determined to get paid what I am worth. I am passionate about my work. I have very supportive, nurturing relationships, including a partner or spouse. I like wealthy people. I have little or no credit card debt. I intentionally get myself in situations beyond my ability and then rise to them. And there's a few more. I am resilient and able to bounce back when I fall. I am filled with gratitude and success that I have achieved. I work hard and I know I don't have to do everything myself. I know how to delegate and set limits. I am tenacious in achieving my goals. So, share in the comments your experience of receiving those and what came up for you. Bam, ouch. And if I remember correctly in the book, I think part of the exercise is like with each one that you hear, or if you get the paper book that you read, you kind of share where you're at, like on a belief scale. If you believe that for you, if that's true for you. And then you look at how many of those feel true and how many don't. And then the ones that don't feel true, you incorporate into your practice. Yeah, so I had a similar experience where, some of them I could be in alignment with or feel like they were true or on the way to being true. Some of them were like, So this is a good practice. Now, one of the exercises from Get Rich Lucky Bee is this powerful practice of, okay, we all know here, I'm going to make an assumption that we all know where all this stuff comes from. Limiting beliefs from childhood, from parents programming, around us or our caregivers, because that was just how it was for them. They instill those beliefs onto us. It's just, it's a pattern, no blame, just a noticing where that stuff comes from, right? So one thing that you can do is do a practice of going back to the beginning of your life and writing down every money memory you have that's not positive. So, if there was fights around money, or even when you get older, if, maybe there was something around, you stole out of your sister's piggy bank or they stole from yours, coming into when you're an adult, are you allowing people to borrow money from you and they don't pay you back, or do you lose relationship? Like anything that's not uplifting memory around money, you write it down. And do this if there's a lot there and it feels like a lot, set a timer for 10 minutes. 20, for me, it didn't take long. It sounds like it'll take forever. I think it took 25 minutes. So it didn't take super long. What you do then, if you choose to do this, because this helps clear out those old energies and helps to reprogram, is doing Ho'oponopono around each of those memories. So I'm not going to go into a huge thing about that because we could have a live on, and I have done lives on just Ho'oponopono, but basically it's a powerful Hawaiian practice of forgiveness. So I had all these down in a list, and once a day I would read through them one by one, and with each one I would say the prayer, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, with each one. Now what will happen is you want to do that until they lose their charge. And then you'll also remember that something, your mind's going to be focused, new things will come in, old ones, like after you've done it, one time, 100 times, whatever, you'll feel like I'm done with that. You'll know the charge is gone, that one's healed, so you can take it off the list. So that's a really powerful practice to incorporate if you choose to help shift all of this. So let's see what's next. So I'm going to read now. There's something else in the Overcoming Underearning book. And let's pause for a minute. We're about halfway through. Just take a breath and welcome, Henna. Patriot Lady loves Ho'oponopono. Okay, great. So yeah, if you are new, don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer. If you care to give a donation, go ahead and do that through the app. It's best if you do it through my profile directly, not in the live, but however you want to do it is just great and welcomed. Not expected, always appreciated. So, and let me know if you have what insights are coming so far. Do you have any questions you want to make sure to cover? Is there anything in your mind that's like, you have this nagging question or thing and you want to make sure that gets addressed? Put that in the comments as well. So this is called the Problem Indicator Checklist. So these are questions, questions and statements. So I want you to, no, they're not questions, they're just statements. Feel into these and think into these and notice how many of these do you have? Okay, number 1, deep down, I think someone or something will rescue me around money, finances. Deep down, I think someone or something will rescue me. Has anyone had that, felt that? I have definitely had that one. And it's interesting because it was so almost subconscious or unconscious. To hear that for the first time was like, wow, it doesn't make sense. Why would I have that? but I do. There's this sense that someday, XYZ will happen and all of this will be solved by someone or something outside of myself. The next statement is, and again, a checkbook is not really applicable, but however that is for you, what used to be a checkbook, the statement is, I rarely balance my checkbook. So however, if you have one or however you manage your finances, I rarely balance my checkbook. Who all can relate to that one? Yeah, the rescue story. Ginger used to have that. Somebody will rescue someday. Rarely balancing our checkbook means we're vague around our money. We don't know how much is there. And around that, underneath, is an avoidance energy of like, if I don't, like a denial and an avoidance. If I don't balance it, then I don't know my figures. And so I can remain in this, victim state of not knowing and disempowered state. So the next statement, sometimes I've only paid the monthly minimum credit card or loan payment. Sometimes I've only paid the monthly minimum. How many of you have had credit card debt or have it? How many of you have just paid the monthly payments? I can raise my hand there. And do you see what the problem is there? If you do the math on paying the monthly payment, it's insanity. It's truly insane. And not a judgment, but just mathematically, it makes no sense to pay monthly minimum payment. Hey Jeff, for sure, because that interest accrues daily on those debts. So the next one, I routinely spend more than I earn. Routinely doesn't mean, occasionally, rarely, routinely. I routinely spend more than I earn. Share your thoughts around that. And again, this is the problem indicator checklist. So why is that a problem? Why is it a problem to routinely spend more than you earn? A no-brainer, right? And if you don't balance your checkbook, then you get to remain in denial. And you might not even know that you're spending more than you earn on a conscious level. Yes, the transaction fees on those 0% cards. Totally. And the next one goes into this as well. I don't know my net worth. So how do you feel about that one? I don't know my net worth. Do you feel like I know it? I've always got a clear sense of that. That's good. Or are you like, yeah, I don't know and I don't want to know. Which camp are you in? What the interesting thing is, I've been on both sides, and what's happened when I actually did look at my net worth, it was better than I thought and better than I expected. But when we're living in this fear to even look, then that keeps us powerless, stuck. And the thing is, then it feels like there's something bigger than me that's outside of me, that I don't have any power or control over that situation. So do you see the victim mindset, the disempowered mindset, when we interface with our finances in the ways that this list is describing? I love that you brought that in, Suze, about celebrities. And I would really, if that's interesting to you, please get that Get Rich Lucky Bitch book. There's a chapter in there that really was another part of this like awakening experience around finances. About it's not about the money, because the chapter in the book talks about celebrities and people who got rich quick, like from fame and fortune, like overnight successes, and how many over and over and over squandered their money, lost their money, let it be stolen from them, mismanaged it. Even like Britney Spears and these people that, have these, like, especially like, say, a song that we all know, that we hear it as music in the elevator, and it's just in our world culture and like makes millions of dollars, but the singer-songwriter like got screwed out of it, the royalties, or all of those sorts of things. And that was another wonderful example of, it's not about the money. Here was a person who, created this great experience to become a celebrity, get rich and famous, whatever, but they didn't do the inner work enough. And it's not a judgment about that, but just seeing that, if we don't change, then we're going to self-sabotage ourselves back to our comfort zone. And that the amount of money did not solve the problem inside. So get that book and read that chapter specifically. Awesome, Patriot Lady. I love your input, and that you're having a good experience. Like, wow, seeing how far you've come. So this is great. I celebrate that for you, and wherever you are. Like, it's not about a pass, fail, good, bad, right, wrong. It's about a noticing, because, okay, if you've gotten here onto this Insight Timer live stream, however you've come, there's something here for you. And it might be validation, like, wow, I've come so far. Or it might be shining a light on where is next for you. It's an invitation for you on, okay, here's something. Do I want to make it? Do I want to do anything different? Here's a checkpoint. If you're not okay with how things are, this is a bold invitation from God, higher power, source, for, okay, if you don't like it, what do you want to do about it? So we're going to get into that. But there's a couple more problem indicator checklist. I worry about money a lot. Who can raise their hand there? I mean, I've still, that one, well, up until now, it's been a theme, and that one's definitely from childhood, and that's okay. But the good thing, reason to acknowledge that too is, it's like, it can, but like, it might not disappear overnight if this stuff's been going on 40 years, right? So who else worries about money a lot? Every day. Yeah, poverty versus abundance mindset. Who else can relate to this? I put off seeking medical attention sometimes because I can't afford it. And for Americans, like, ooh, that's it. That one hits. I'm an expat. I've lived out of the U.S. almost 11 years, so I know how the rest of the world mostly operates, and I don't want to get into a discussion about that, about the healthcare in the U.S., but just to say, I can imagine, especially for other Americans, this one might hit. So, next one. I chip into savings and investments to pay bills sometimes. I chip into savings and investments to pay bills sometimes. I can definitely say that. I've done that as well. Last one. I have back taxes I've never paid? How many of you have back taxes you've never paid? So this is seeing where there's financial unmanageability. So if you can relate to any of this, or if, more than one piece, if any of this resonates with you, it's not about being like, oh my God, I'm a shit show. It's about, this is helpful. How can you use this information to help you? It's not here about judgment. It's about an invitation to really look. And I'm going to go into some statements that may challenge you. So if you're open to hearing some things, and these are all from the Underearning book, but we're going to go into, okay, like we've looked at what's not working, in those problem indicators, what's not working there, why isn't that good or helpful. We want to look at, where do you want to go? How do you want to be? So looking at all of this, then the invitation for you is to get clear on, how do you want to be with your relationship with money? What sort of financial scenario do you want to have? How much money do you want to make? Yeah. Thanks, Suze. Glad this is helpful. So I want you to, if you're want to take the invitation, and if you don't, that's okay too. If you're like, I don't want to think about this, I'm not ready, that's fine. This plants a seed for when you're ready. But you can ask yourself this question that can help you get clarity of, how willing are you to change? How committed are you to change on a scale of 1 to 10? Rate yourself right now. How willing are you to create something different in your life around your finances? Ready. Awesome. And I already see that happening for many of you. 10 out of 10. Woo! Yeah. So a 10 out of 10 is 100% commitment. That means no matter what. That means through when I don't feel like it, when I don't want to, when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when I get afraid. That means I am doing it regardless of how I feel. Awesome. So love seeing this for you. Those who say they're ready, give yourself a number. Get really clear. Are you a 10 out of 10, or are you a 9, an 8, a 7? Or if you aren't, if you're like, I'm a 4, like, okay. The good news about whatever your rating is, if it's not, wherever it is, it's like, okay, it's information. So if you're not a 10, then the invitation is, why not? What's in the way? There's a gap. If you're a 4, if you're a 9, there's a gap. What's that gap? There's something that is in the way of you being a 10. So love seeing all these 10s. I'm so excited. Woo! I'm also a 10. I'm a 10, and that feels great. But please, if you're not, release any comparisons or judgments around where you are and have some compassion. Yeah, so Alyssa, I thank you for your honesty that you're a 7. Fear of failure. Totally get that. I totally understand. I have been there as well. So, and the good news is, fear, false evidence appearing real. Fear is definitely something you can work with, right? So if the fear wasn't there, would you be a 10? And you don't have to answer, but you can think about that. So I've got some, I'm going to bring this one in right now because this is what Alyssa just said. Fear means this is not something to avoid, but to approach. Do what you dread. So the fear is an amazing indicator of this is where I need to go and what I need to do. The fear is not telling me to not do the thing. It's actually an indicator that I'm on the right path. So it's a whole shift in mindset. So fear is resistance, which is normal. But that's the thing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's so trite. It's easy to just like not even hear that because we've all heard it so many times. It's so powerfully true. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Take the action anyway. If we wait till the fear goes away, we won't take the action. The action actually is the thing that makes the fear go away. Hear that. The action is the remedy for the fear. Yeah, do it scared. So resistance and fear shows up at the start when you start something, and right before you reach a goal, there'll be resistance. That that your subconscious is trying to keep you in the comfort zone where it's safe. So let's see. The book gives, Overcoming Underearning gives a defining truth. So listen to this. No one is doing this to you. You are doing it to yourself. You have the ability to change it. So this is where I'm like, it might get a little touchy on parts of the ego or mind. No one is doing this to me. I am doing this to myself. I have the ability to change it. Do you see why that's so important? Because, and I'm here with you. It feels like it's something outside of us it's out of our control. I can't make more money. I'm treading water. It's always been this way. It's something outside that I can't control or change. It feels like it's being done to me. Can anyone relate to that? So it's a very powerful and empowering truth to see. No one is doing this to me. I'm doing it to myself. I have the ability to change it because I'm the only one doing it to myself. So it's up to you, which is great. So a question to ask yourself, if you're not a 10 out of 10, just as interesting information, if nothing changes, are you willing to re-experience the past? Because if nothing changes, nothing will change. So if nothing changes, are you willing to re-experience the past? Whatever the negative consequences or scenarios or situations around your finances have been. And if you're not ready now, another powerful question is, if not now, when? How much longer are you willing to wait until, that goes back to that question. Deep down, I think someone or something will rescue me. No one is coming to save you. So breathe. If this is hitting, it's good. So, for those of you who are ready, it's time to make more money. And it's not about the money, so release any thought of it's some sort of a greed thing, because that's those old beliefs. It's time to make more money. We deserve to live a life where we're comfortable and where we have the things that we need. Because when we are living an abundant life, our abundance overflows and we naturally give it out to others. But we can't give from an empty cup. So it's time to make more money. And that's within your power. Yes. Great thought, and it's so true. And we are, we're all rising. When I make more money, it helps everyone in my life around me. So, another question some of you may have heard. Why will you let yourself make what you want? Why will you let yourself make what you want? Great Patriot Lady. Why will you let yourself make what you want? Another affirmation you can tell yourself, I am going to do this. So let me know how these feel for you as I speak these. I am going to do this. It hurts too much not to. How many of you have just had suffering from your relationship with money your whole life up until now? I'm going to do this. It hurts too much not to. And also I would add in, do you value yourself enough to do this for you, for your peace, for your well-being? So this is for those that are ready, that want to do it. It's not for everybody that needs to. So just like addiction recovery, in those days, it's like recovery is for those that want it. A million people need it, but that doesn't mean they want it and will do it. It's the same thing here. And that's okay. We're all on our own journey. You must want the results badly enough to do the work. And that's with anything, and that's with this too. You must want the results badly enough to do the work. What is the work? You're going to be uncomfortable. So, is it your time? If it is, I want you to write in the comments, it's my time. And I'm saying this for me. It's my time. Who else is also, it's their time. Totally can definitely affirm that with you, Ginger. So, are you ready? So it's going to require you to be uncomfortable. So take this in as well, for those of you that are ready. And if you're not, again, let this marinate, let this sit, really reflect, be open to this message and how you're responding inside. And the invitation here is to know it's your choice, and that's empowering. So if you choose not to take action, that's okay, but you can notice I'm choosing that. And when I'm ready, I can choose to change this area of my life. It's not outside of my control. It's not being done to me. I'm not a victim to it. So the number one requirement is willingness to be uncomfortable. Reading my notes. Willingness to be uncomfortable. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Because all of the under-earning, all of the stuff, the old energies, is the comfort zone where we've gotten the results we created, which aren't serving you. So it's going to take getting out of your comfort zone. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Under-earning, all of this that we're describing under the term under-earning is no longer an option. So you must get into your discomfort zone. For those of you that said you're ready and you're 10 out of 10, are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to do what you dread? Are you willing to get into your discomfort zone? So what does that mean? That means stretching yourself. So I want you to write this down, this part down, because this will be really helpful. And if you're on the fence or whatever, that's okay. You can still write this down. For you to, this is an action you can, at least one action, likely many, to stretch yourself out of your discomfort zone. That means doing something unfamiliar. The unfamiliar is uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. Your willingness to be uncomfortable is the number one requirement for you to stop under earning and earn what you desire. So the invitation here for you is a stretch. It could be one of three things. So write this down. You can do something. You can do something unfamiliar. You can say something. You can speak up and ask for what you want. It might also be speak up. Asking for what you want might be in the form of setting a boundary, or it might be in a request around, your job or anything. It could be anything. So you want to do something unfamiliar, you want to say something, speak up and ask for what you want, and or let go of something. So what do you need to let go of that's holding you back? So this is where you can stretch. So the exercise, the action for you, if you choose to take it, is see what's here when you write that down, and the thing that you're afraid of is the thing you get to do. And you can share that if you already know what that is in the comments, or reach out, send me a message. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, so whatever's holding you back, it doesn't necessarily have to mean exactly around money in this area of life, because it's all connected. I mean, it might be, mindsets or beliefs. That's what came up for me. And also, I'll be really honest, when I did this it's been a little while now, but I came up with to let go of the relationship that I was in. And that was like instantly like, hell no, was my first reaction. And I was aware of that, and I let that be. And then I had the wisdom to see, oh, this thing that's like not the easy thing is the thing I get to do. And that's a huge area of life where there was an old pattern of staying too long and not leaving and not ending things. So yeah, that was definitely the stretch. I think I wrote down 2 or 3 things, but it was like that one. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Immediately my reaction was nope. But then, a minute later, I was like, oh no, actually that is the thing. That needs to go to the top of the list. So the other part here is, and this is in the Underearning book as well, you can't do this alone. You can't do this alone. Because when we're alone, it's so easy to be like, yeah, I'm all in. And then, you lose enthusiasm, and then you don't know what steps to take. And then because you've been alone in this, there's nobody to be accountable to. So you can just quietly go back into your comfort zone and then quietly, abandon yourself and abandon this vision or this goal. And then it's validation. Oh, there I went again. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And then that adds to the comfort and familiar zone. But if you have a community, if you have support in any form that it is, then other people know what you're up to. And when you say it out loud, when you declare it, when somebody else in your life knows, it helps so much. Who all can agree to that? Who all sees that in their life when you've had weight loss is a perfect one, okay? And there's been research done. If you try and lose weight on your own, you don't tell anybody, you don't get support, what are the results? Like, people's results are not great over a longer period of time. Like, in the beginning, they might be jazzed up but if you don't have support, it's so easy to just fall off. And this is the same. So I'm so glad this is helpful. So my invitation to you is, looking at the stretches, looking at what actions you're going to take. And also, I'm happy to offer a conversation with you, complimentary, to support you in this. If there's limiting beliefs, if there's fear, if you're like, I feel like I get it, but I want to dive deeper, or I'm scared, I have fear, I don't know how to move forward, or I want more resources. So here's an invitation for you to take action. I'm happy to offer you a conversation, so reach out. And that can be your first step. And if it's not with me, that's fine. It doesn't have to be with me. I'm here, whatever, you're hearing me. Those of you that are in my community, you know me. This might be the nudge you need. But talk to somebody. Join a group. There's 12-step groups. There's a Underearners Anonymous 12-step group. I don't know all the principles there, but I mean, I know 12-step. There's, go see a financial planner, go see a therapist, whatever, somebody, but get some support. Join a group, join a community. Yes, Alyssa, thanks for that comment. That's what I was trying to articulate, that you beautifully did. That we say this to ourselves in a moment, but then it's so easy to just quietly break our commitment to ourselves, and nobody will know but us. But that is the stuff that tears us down inside, and then we build over time a lack of trust in ourselves and a lack of belief in ourselves, because we have let ourselves down so many times by breaking our word to ourselves. And this could be in any area of life. Can anyone else relate to that? Yeah, and then we go into shame. I am wrong. I am bad. So we want to build integrity with ourselves. I mean, coaching is an amazing way to do that. Getting that support, saying things out loud to somebody else who cares and who has agreed to be on the journey with you, with accountability, with commitment, with integrity. And also there's, many different ways to work with this. But the invitation for you is, how can you, start to build that integrity by keeping your commitments to yourself? So if you typed, especially, and whatever, I know some of you didn't say anything, and that's fine. You don't have to say a word. You can just be in this live stream, and that's fine. And also, if you wrote that you're a 10 out of 10, or if you thought you were, if you thought it in your mind but didn't share it, your invitation is, okay, what actions, and like one action, what stretch, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? What am I going to let go of as a first step? So we're going to wrap up now and get into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. I do feel like drawing a card, because I love messages from Spirit. So if y'all are up for that, I'll do that. And then we'll do a few minutes, because we're already a bit over time, and do some Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. And also, if you are a Premium Insight Timer member, this is the perfect opportunity for you to listen to the Comprehensive Abundance Prayer in my premium tracks. And that helps forgive anything in the lineage or anything in this life or other lives around the subject of abundance. So it's perfect. It's very interesting. I didn't time it this way, that I submitted the track and it was approved a few hours ago before this live session about money. So yeah, let's do it. I'm going to draw one of the Light Seers Tarot. So does everybody feel complete? Is there any questions, comments, anything else you want to ask or share? And if you have joined in later, don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer. Give a donation if you'd like. You can join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle, here in the app. We can keep in touch through there. So glad to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Haha, of course. You can't make this shit up. Y'all know that's my slogan because it happens so much. Here we go. Ace of Pentacles. Opportunities will be handed to you, will be presented to you. This whole conversation, everything you've heard is an Ace of Pentacle. You are being handed an opportunity to change, a possibility. If you take action on all of this, if you do what these books suggest, if you take some of the actions that have come up here, there's an opportunity for huge financial abundance. This is a coin. This represents finances and money in the material world. So it's like the universe source is handing you a golden coin right now. Are you going to take it? Are you going to take the golden coin that's being offered to you? And again, this is your choice. There's a possibility, a huge ace. Ace is a new beginning. For those who are ready, there's an invitation here for you to take this coin that's being offered. Let's get one more. Hi, Geraldine. Thank you. I'm so glad this is helpful. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so be in this energy of this Page of Wands. Take this opportunity and run with it. This person's creating. What are you going to create? Given all of this, what are you going to create? This is within your energy, your power, your control. This is a card of creativity, of action, and it's a page. So it's interesting. We have an ace and we have a page. Ace is a new beginning. It's a possibility. Page is a youthful energy, a young energy. It's not a wise king. It's like a 20-year-old page. So the page doesn't have the experience yet, but the page has the energy, the possibility. And it's like, again, this opportunity is here. And it's going to require you to be uncomfortable. So thank you, Renuka. Glad you also joined along with everyone else. Okay, I turned over one more. High Priestess. So along with the outward, so you're being presented with an opportunity and a possibility. You don't have a lot of experience as that page, but when you embody that energy, you are in this beautiful wands of taking action, creativity, possibilities, opportunities. Then so it's like outward action with that page, masculine energy of taking action, but then this inward High Priestess, it's a balance of going in as well and owning your power. The High Priestess is so powerful. You are so powerful. So that's a huge message that's coming through about this. She's mystical, she's magical, she's powerful, she's super intuitive, aligned in integrity. This is a very mystical card on a spiritual level, and the bigger message that's coming is like a message of empowerment, of personal empowerment. Like you're a badass. So, and it's everything you want is within you. So again, it's not about the money. It's not about receiving that money. It's about the inside job. So it's this balance. I want to read the affirmation for the Light Seers High Priestess before we go into the Reiki and Ancestral Clearing, because it always has really powerful ones especially when I feel called to look. So the key meanings are dreams and visions, psychic insights, serendipity, and metaphors showing up in your life. Quiet time and contemplation, meditation, introspection, powerful intuition, spiritual illumination, occult or hidden knowledge. So using all of these powerful internal gifts that you have, along with the Page of Wands energy of outward actions, and with this opportunity being presented. And the affirmation: faith is laced in my intuitive heart, and I have the answers I seek. Faith is laced in my intuitive heart, and I have the answers I seek. So, with that, we will go into a few minutes of Reiki. And Reiki specifically around healing, clearing old energies, what's been in the way up until now of you creating and stepping forth in your power to create your financial life as you choose. And also the ancestral clearing will help clear away past burdens, imprints, and beliefs around anything in the lineage, yourself, any past versions of you or future versions, to support around abundance. And also knowing that it's going to go and do exactly, the energy will do what it needs to for your best and highest good. And what I'm actually going to do, if I can find it quickly, is read to close with the ancestral clearing prayer of abundance that is in the new recording that was just now uploaded to my Insight Timer premium track. But if I can't find it, I invite you to listen. No, I got it. And also listen to it on your own in the recording, give a rating. I would appreciate that. So, hey, Lisa Nanda, let's dive in. Closing the eyes, intending to receive the Reiki and Sylvana energies that are being offered to you. To help heal, clear, balance, nourish, and purify on all levels. Breathing in and out. Just allow the energies to move in through and around you to support, guide, nourish, cleanse, purify, and heal in whatever way is needed for your best and highest good. And whenever you're finding this, it's meant for you. You may have thoughts, images, memories come, sensations, emotions. Just allow everything to be as it is and surrender and trust. You deserve abundance. You deserve to thrive and not survive. Comprehensive Abundance Prayer offered by John Newton. What is appearing in your life is often a reflection of what you feel inside. Abundance may take many forms, but none of these is your source. This prayer is encoded with a direct connection to the Creator consciousness itself, which is our true source. As you hear this prayer, you connect to Source directly and begin clearing past burden, imprints, and beliefs, allowing more abundance to effortlessly flow into your life. Infinite Creator, all that you are. For everyone here hearing this message right now, for all of their family members, all of their relationships, all of their ancestors, and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts or wrongs around our supply, for all the times there wasn't enough, for the times we struggled to survive, for all hardship, famine, and adversity, and all that we made it mean about life, people, and you, Creator. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all the times we were out of integrity with money, lied, cheated, or stole, and the times this was done to us. For all the times we disrespected or were out of integrity with the earth and the life of the earth, and for the times we took more than we needed. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. For all who represented God, all governments, parents, and authority figures, for the times they misused power, position, and authority, for the times they let us down. For all times we were oppressed, disrespected, and minimized, and times we did this to another. For all patterns of guilt, fear, shame, and unworthiness, and the times we felt we weren't enough. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. Creator, please help us see ourselves, each other, and all creation through your loving, effulgent, and abundant vision, for the highest good always. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it done, thank you. If you care to come back to open eyes, gently, slowly, easily allow those eyes to open. Allow yourself to come back or drift off. Stay in that beautiful energy more directly if you choose. Thank you all. Renuka, Geraldine, Lisa, Nanda, Sherry, Monica. everyone who has joined and participated, either by commenting or just even listening. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer and give a donation if you'd like. Join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle.